Okay. I am just going to do this really quick short video here. I wanted to show you this picture. And this was the day of my arrest. So that's me standing there. And the person right in front of me, right there, is Christopher Hunt from Schwenkfelder Church. And this is his wife, Elizabeth Hunt, Hunt. And there's a man here with a blue t-shirt on. And when Chris Hunt was in my face, and see how I have my hand up there? I was saying, you are not allowed to touch me, and you're not allowed to touch my things. He had his hand on my banner there. And you see how my arm is in there holding on to the cart that the banners are attached to. Because my property was being threatened, my personal property. And I had the right to defend my property. So when he got really violent, he was like inches from my face. Then his wife turned and started looking, and this man here, he came over and said, Chris, no, back off. Let them handle it. Back off. So it was quite an intense time. And then you'll see right past my hat here, there's a red hat. And I think that is the pastor, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he had a Make America Great Again hat on, which is fine. But then why doesn't he like free speech? So that's what I want to know. How come he was not for free speech? And there, that building right there is named the Community Center. There's a gymnasium in there and meeting rooms. So, I mean, like I'm 10, 15 feet from the community center. I'm at a public event on church property. Now, I want you all to go right now, go to the description for this video, and you will see I have that permanently now. All the rights and the court cases for the First Amendment are in the description that will be there of all my videos, because it is so important. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna ask you to all search your hearts and to print that out and to send it to someone that you think really needs to know the First Amendment. So I'm going to tell you who these people are here. That's the pastor of the Central Schwenkfelder Church on Valley Forge Road in Worcester. It's Valley Forge Road, Central Schwenkfelder Church, Worcester, PA. This is Christopher Hunt and his wife Elizabeth Hunt, who are members of the Central Schwenkfelder Church on Valley Forge Road in Worcester, PA. And I do not know that man's name, but he was the wisest out of all of those three. So I would like you to print out the First Amendment rights cases that I have in the description of all my videos now. And I would like you to send it to someone who really needs to know what the First Amendment rights are. It's obvious to me that none of the people, except maybe the man in the blue shirt here, none of these people know First Amendment free speech rights. So you can decide, but I would like you all to read the First Amendment rights that I have there and print it out and send it to someone who you really think could benefit by knowing that information. And people who do not support the First Amendment are leaving themselves and their church up to perhaps a lawsuit for infringing on my First Amendment free speech rights. So you don't want them. I mean, you're showing love to them by you're showing love to anyone who you send this to protect them from a lawsuit. Don't you agree? I mean, so you're showing love to anyone who doesn't know. And, it could set up a church for a lawsuit too. So you're showing love to people who don't know the First Amendment and could benefit and protect their church and their families if they knew the First Amendment free speech rights. So search your heart and print it out and send it to someone you think could benefit. I'm not going to say who, but you search your hearts. And I'm going to be putting out more on this this arrest, because it is totally, even the pastor here in this little red hat, he said that the event was a private event for church members and their families only. And I have printed out at least 6 advertisements in newspapers and on the internet and on Facebook, and they all say public. So, obviously that church pastor was very, very mistaken. And, I'm going to stop short of saying it was deliberate. But I don't know how he missed that. How could he have been so mistaken? It really just boggles the mind. And also, Trooper Matthew Lynn, he was hired in Skippack to cover this area 4 years ago. So in 4 years, he did not know that it was a public event. Is that what we are to believe? He did not know it was a public event. He thought it was a private event. Is that right? Well, I have serious doubts and serious concerns about that. I think there's a huge lapse in judgment. So, whoever you think would benefit, certainly the state police should know the law. And I repeated it to them many times. But, the video that I took that day, I always take a video, and it was confiscated. My camera, and someone even said they stole it. The police just took my camera. So you have to decide for yourself. I always leave you decide for yourself. If you want to send that First Amendment, make several copies. Hand them out to everyone you know, or send them to people who you really think could benefit. I think that would be an awesome activist thing to do. And do not put a return address on it. You don't want a response from anybody. You're just loving them and giving them information. You don't have to sign it. You don't have to say who it's from. It's just a random act of love. So, there you go. There you go. That's what we're in the business of here. showing love to our fellow man. Okay, love you all and have a good night.